back again. Now I'm going to address the trolls. I've been watching quite a few child-free videos lately, and it seems like it's the same trolls. And why is it all these trolls seem to be guys? I mean, are they that obsessed with spreading their seed? Or are they jealous because women can actually carry the babies and they can't? I mean, I really wonder. Or are they just people that live in their mommy's basements and just have nothing better to do than to rail on people for choosing not to reproduce? Now, one guy is trolling all the child-free videos, for supposedly religious reasons. Oh, it is your duty, it is God's will that you have children. Again, I'm an atheist. A lot of child-free people are, but, well, child-free people, it's a mixed bag. You got Christians, you got atheists. You have other religions and whatnot in that mixed bag. The only thing in common is that we choose not to have children. But the religious guys made videos on why it's so bad to be child-free, and apparently the world being at 7+ billion people doesn't seem to faze him. He doesn't seem to care about little things like that. You're supposed to multiply. You're supposed to want children. You will regret it if you get sterilized. You will regret it if you don't have children later. Here's what I think of you and your so-called "I'm gonna regret it" speech. Let's see. This is a different troll I'm looking at here, but here's an example of what we child-free people have to deal with. Let's see. There's a quote: "I'm not going to compromise my wants and desires for someone else." You shouldn't. The troll's going, "You aren't interested in a real, mature, loving relationship with anyone else then, not a child or an adult man. Sometimes you have to compromise your wants and desires if you want to have a real relationship with another person." No. Some things you can compromise and maybe should compromise. But children, no. I've addressed this before in my other videos. If somehow the guy I'm with changes his mind and wants children, he's gone. I mean, there are lots of cases of abuse and neglect because, someone wanted kids and the other didn't, but the one who didn't got pressured into having them, and now they hate and resent the kids, which is why you have all this abuse and neglect out there. Now, these idiot trolls just don't think about the big picture. You should have a kid. You should have a kid. It's your duty. You should have a kid. And these people just go on and on and on. But lately I've been running into more interesting trolls on YouTube. A couple of them are the white nationalists. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about that. That is a totally separate subject, but I think I got into an argument with him, for over 5 hours one night. I could have stopped it, but I'm very stubborn. I always try to get the last word in. But no, he's like, "Well, you're white. You should want to continue our race." And again, even that's not enough reason for me to have children. There is no legitimate reason for me to have children. I don't give in to pressures like that, for racial excuses. I don't give in to what my family says or my friends or anything like that. Then another troll I got into an argument with is going, "Oh, the New World Order." Yeah, one of those nice, lovely conspiracy whack jobs. "It's the New World Order. The UN wants you to think that having kids is hellish," and apparently he hasn't been to a mall or a Walmart lately. And have you ever noticed, though, that a lot of these trolls, whenever you ask them, "Oh, and how are your kids doing?" "Oh, I don't have any." You have no children, and yet you get on us about not having them. Well, the conspiracy theory troll I'm arguing with right now, I'll stop at some point, but I told him to go back down to his mother's basement and continue to watch more Alex Jones clips, since that's apparently where he's getting all his ideas of the New World Order from. Of course, he likes to say something like, "Oh, that's a nice programmed response." "Are you engaged in incestuous relationships with your close relatives? You got all that from a response? Oh, and your name, the popcorn culture junkie. You're obsessed with living vicariously through the rich and famous. I chose my name for various reasons, but I could give two shits about celebrities. Yeah, it's just a typical troll defense. When they can't think of anything else, when they're pissed off, they go to the incest and living through the rich and famous and typical troll responses. I mean, earlier when I addressed sterilization, he's like, too bad your mother didn't do the same thing. And I go, well, yeah, but I wouldn't be dealing with idiots like you, and, perhaps your mom should have gone with abortion, but she didn't. You get morons like that everywhere. But some of these people they just take the cake. Yeah, so I just told him to go sniff some chemtrails some more, and that, the whole New World Order thing isn't exactly an original idea of his. People that are that hung up on the reproductive status of complete strangers. To me, trolls just need to be laughed at. I'll try not to feed them anymore, but they're just so outrageously ridiculous. Yes, moms like to get on child-free women about having children. I mean, I could definitely consider them trolls too. But when it's, people that don't even have the parts, that don't even have the equipment to carry a kid, it's the same argument like a lot of men are, anti-abortion and whatnot. If they were the ones carrying the babies, it wouldn't even be an issue. If men were the one carrying the babies, we wouldn't have issues like, railing against child-free women or, being anti-abortion. You're killing the baby, you're killing the baby, all this. So to all the guys out there that like trolling, grow up. Your mentality is still back, in the days where, men controlling women was more prevalent. I mean, again, it's 2013 now. Most of us child-free people are not going to sit here and listen to idiot trolls like you who, kind of hypocritical for getting on us about not having kids when you have none yourself. Yeah, go out there and have kids and come back in a few years and tell us how, it's not hellish to raise them. Especially to Jake, who I call the basement troll. He probably does live in his basement. Honestly, buddy, I'm surprised you can spell incest. Way to go. You know so much about me through my username that, yeah, I love rich and famous people and that I have close incestuous relationships with people. No, not quite. Yeah. Well, what does that say about you? I mean, you're obviously projecting. Who says you're not sleeping with your sister or something, dude? Who says you're not having sex with your dog or something? I don't say all that crap to you. But, typical childish troll. Doesn't like it when people get back in his face. So he resorts to using stuff like incest and, living through the rich and famous and bestiality. They use all that stuff in defense because they know they suck. And that they're not that original. I mean, if you're going to come back, try something more original than the New World Order or the UN's going to get you. And yeah. But if any of you trolls come onto my channel, I'll have a little fun with you, but after a while, the fun will end. You won't get to plaster my channel with all your stupid, idiotic comments on why we should have children. I mean, again, the world is over 7 billion people. Maybe we should quit for a while. And the same troll I addressed just now, the basement troll, talks about, oh, who's going to take care of you when you're old, and I bet you if this guy has children, they're not going to come see him when he's old. He's already proved to be so much of a douchebag now that imagine him having children. This idiot talks about homeschooling them. Now, I'm not totally against homeschooling. I think in some cases it can work. But in some cases it doesn't. Not everybody's socialized. And You know, can you imagine this idiot homeschooling his kids? Oh, the New World Order. I want you kids to go out and have kids. Don't let people tell you that raising kids is hellish. I mean, again, he doesn't have children yet. Let's hope it stays that way, but I kind of doubt it. He might meet some whack job conspiracy theorists just like him, and they'll run off and have 10 children they'll homeschool together for the rest of their lives. But anyway, though, I mean, to all the trolls, just, you don't like what someone chooses to do with their own lives? Fuck off. You know, if you want to have kids later, you go out and have kids. But when someone says, I don't want kids, shut the hell up. You're not doing anybody any favors by bullying them or just trolling that, they're selfish and whatnot. So, yeah, that will be the end of part 2 here. I'm going to do a little bit of homework. In a way, it is homework. I'm going to watch a few more videos before I do part 3, the child-free and the media section. See you all in a bit.